Okay, perfect. So we are going to start. Thank you for joining us and good evening. I just want to welcome everyone to my first time homebuyer workshop. My name is Chantel McKenzie, and I'm excited to be your guide today as we dive into one of the biggest and most exciting milestones in your life, buying your very first home. I was 19 years old when I bought my very first home, so it's definitely an exciting experience, and I'm glad you guys are joining me. This is the first step to buying your first home is joining me today. So first, how to avoid common first-time homebuyer mistakes. We are going to cover who am I? My name again is Chantel McKenzie. I just wanted to kind of just explain who I am a little bit more, other than that I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor here in Edmonton. I have 9 years of experience, including being an area sales manager with a builder, becoming a top producer for them, and winning a lot of awards as a salesperson recognized at the Canadian Home Builders Awards. I have had the privilege of helping hundreds of individuals and families navigate the home buying process over the years, and I've seen how overwhelming it can feel to take the first step. So thank you so much for coming today. I've also seen the joy and pride that comes with becoming a homeowner, and that's what inspires me to do what I do, and I look forward to helping you along your journey. So buying your first home is a significant decision, and you do not want to make it lightly. It's normal to feel a little nervous or unsure about where to start, and that's why we've created this workshop to provide you with the tools, knowledge, and confidence to navigate this process with ease. Whether you're ready to buy in the next few months or just starting to explore your options, you are definitely in the right place. All right. So did you know most people planning to buy their very first home ask themselves these questions? Am I even ready to buy a home right now? How do I figure out what I can afford and what this pre-approval everyone talks about is? Are there programs out there to help me with the down payment? And why does this feel like a secret? And what if there are hidden costs that I don't know about and I get in over my head? How do I know I'm not overpaying or making the wrong decision in such a competitive market? Our goal today, and my promise to you, is that by the end of this workshop, you'll have the solid understanding of how to qualify for a loan, find the best financing options, and avoid the common mistakes many first-time homebuyers make. Here's what we're going to cover today: the most common mistakes first-time homebuyers make and how you can avoid them, a simple 5-step blueprint for buying your very first home, insider tips on financing, budgeting, and finding the right home for you, resources and programs available to you, including down payment assistance programs, and how to take action and get started today. My goal is to leave you feeling confident and empowered with a clear roadmap to take the next steps toward home ownership. I also have dropped some links into the comments that you guys feel free to copy and save for later. Got good resources and how to book a consultation with me after this. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. If I don't see them right away, I will come back to them at the end as well. All right. I have helped save thousands of people money by avoiding costly mistakes, whether it be choosing the right mortgage product, getting set up with the right professional for an inspection on your potential new home. This is super important. Inspections are super, super important, and we can definitely get into that, but you never know, especially when you're buying a resale property. You could have issues in your sewer lines that you don't know about, and something that's like not disclosed. So there is a reason there are inspections, is to protect you, and that huge huge thing that is going to be a part of your life, and you're going to be having to maintain that yourself, and we don't want any surprises. So an inspection is very important. From simply what to look for and keep in mind when making a purchase, so there is no surprises down the line. And my clients often tell me that they never thought owning a home could be this simple once they had the right plan in place. This workshop isn't just about information, it's about giving you the confidence and tools to take action. These are some of the testimonials some of my most recent clients have made. So if you want, feel free to take a read. I'll leave it on the screen for like a little bit here. Timmy had bought an investment property. He's like living on the upstairs and he's going to be renting out the basement. And Renata, she's an amazing client of mine, a referral of mine, that had to buy another property. And then Brett was an investor client of mine from Calgary, and he bought a tenanted property here. I am also a landlord, so I can help you in that respect as well if you are looking for an investment. And we're going to move on from this slide. All right, so now let's get right into it. Most common mistakes and how you can avoid them. So mistake number 1 is skipping the pre-approval process. What does that mean? It's when the buyer starts searching for a home without knowing their financial boundaries or getting pre-approved for a mortgage with a bank, specifically a mortgage specialist or a mortgage broker. Do not go straight to your bank and talk to a financial advisor, please, please, please. I haven't had the best experiences with financial advisors. That's not saying that they can't, but people specialize in mortgages for a reason, and it's to give you all the different options that there is. So let me tell you why this is so important. Pre-approval isn't just a formality. It is a foundational step in the home buying process. Without it, you're essentially shopping blind. Just cover your eyes. You don't know what you're doing because we don't know what our budget really is. You might fall in love with a home that's outside of your budget, or even worse, you could miss out on your dream home because you weren't prepared to make an offer, or worse. So in most scenarios, because of how the market is currently in Edmonton, and we also had a 25-point basis drop in the interest rate today, which is good for our variable rate people. And also, I think the interest rates are sitting around 4.14% for fixed rate, give or take. But anyways, sorry, moving on, because of the market currently in Edmonton, and that is very, very competitive. It is currently a seller's market, but don't get discouraged. As long as you have a realtor in your pocket to know what to do, you will be guided through the process fairly easily. So most sellers right now will not allow you to even view their property without having a pre-approval in place. And sometimes they will ask for it before you even set up a showing to view their property. It will also make your offer look better having the pre-approval attached, so that it shows the sellers that you are serious, because it does reduce the uncertainty for them. So what is the solution? Before you even start looking for a home, talk to a lender, get pre-approved. This will give you a clear understanding of what you can afford, what your monthly payments might look like, and how much cash you'll need for your down payment and closing costs. Mistake number 2 is skipping the 5-step buyer's blueprint. This is when buyers jump straight into house tours or offers without following a clear plan. This is a mistake because you waste time on homes outside of your budget. You risk losing out because you're unprepared to act quickly. Frustration and rushed decisions can lead to costly mistakes. Let me walk you through the 5 steps that every homeowner should take when buying their first home. So getting pre-approved, as we've already discussed, this is your starting point. And then you are going to set your budget. So even though you may be approved, say up to $425,000, we do not want to push you to the edge of that, because if interest rates are 4% right now and they end up going up come your renewal, it's just going to stress you out a little bit too much. So I always suggest going lower. It's not just about the sticker price of the home. You also have to account for all the closing costs, including taxes, insurance, legal fees, maintenance. And you as the buyer do not pay you don't pay me as your realtor. to like the seller pays me. So you don't have to pay me. I'm free. I am free to help you purchase a property. So you don't have to worry about that. I don't ever want you to max out your budget, as I said, as we're going to stress you out down the road. And if something changes, for example, your relationship, interest rates on renewal, etc., your job, it's not a good situation to be in. So I urge you not to go to the end of your approval if possible. Also, when setting search parameters, we don't want to go above budget because we aren't going to, don't go above budget expecting to get a deal because of your budget. We can't go to a seller saying, oh, well, my budget's this, so this is what you should accept for a price. We have to go and look at places based on the market value of that property. And right now, a lot of properties are going into multiple offers. And so I usually leave about a $25,000 buffer. Say if we're going to look up to 400, I set the search up to 375. So we have room to negotiate higher if we find the perfect home. We can, of course, look up to 400, but just have that in mind that we, again, don't want to stretch you beyond your limit. Okay, so choosing the right realtor. A knowledgeable realtor can save you time, money, and stress by guiding you through the process and negotiating on your behalf, amongst many other things that go in the background to help get you to the possession day of the right home. Define your priorities. So be clear on what's non-negotiable, like how many bedrooms you want, the location, if you want a garage, if you are able to have condo fees or no condo fees. They will, if you're specifically looking for a condo, when you talk to your mortgage professional, they will let you know how much your condo fee can be at a certain price point. So that does play a factor as well when you're looking at a condo, because that will come into your monthly payments. And also whatever is nice to have that you like, say a garburator, I must have, or an air conditioner. Those are like other items that you can kind of make another list, say this would be nice to have. So this will make the search much easier when you can narrow these things down right up front, and also see if you want your want list align with your budget, of course. So if you want a bunch of things and it's nowhere near the budget, we can show you this is how much you have to spend to get all the things you want, and then you can compromise on a few things. And remember, the first home that you're going to be in is probably not your last, so you may have to work up to your forever home. So be ready to act quickly in a competitive market. Hesitation can mean losing out on a great home. I do not want you to think, what if? So let's make sure all your ducks are in a row so that you won't have to. When you've done the groundwork, you'll be prepared to make an offer confidently. If you'd like to dive in deeper, I do have a 10-step buyer's blueprint, which you can access via the QR code on your screen now. There is also a link in the chat that you can grab that as well, so we can move on. And if you are on your mobile device watching this, you can take a screenshot and go back to your photos and get that QR code later. Okay. So mistake number 3 is missing out on down payment assistance programs. Many first-time buyers believe that they need 20% down. Did anybody have a question? Sorry, I heard something. No? Okay. Okay, many first-time home buyers believe that they need 20% down payment to buy a home, but that is not the case. That is a myth. There are so many programs out there, grants, tax credits, and low down payment loans that are specifically designed to help people like you. You can actually purchase a home up to $1.5 million, I believe now, with 5% down. So the problem is, if you don't know about these programs or don't take the time to explore them, you could delay buying a home unnecessarily or spend thousands more than you need to. I know a lot of people waited for the interest rates to come down, but the market went up. So really they end up paying thousands and thousands more to have a lower interest rate. So you have to make sure it's the right time for you to purchase. All right, so here's how to avoid this mistake. Get assistance to find out which programs that may be available for you to take advantage of. These might be local, provincial, or national programs. Depending on your situation, there are many programs from new to Canada, as well as first-time home buyers, certain accounts that you can open to help you save for a down payment. And you can also work with a lender who understands these programs and can guide you through the eligibility requirements. Mistake number 4 is ignoring hidden costs. It's easy to get fixated on the sticker price of a home, but that's only part of the equation. Overlooking expenses, like we talked about earlier, inspections, closing fees, property taxes, maintenance could be costly, especially if you don't get that inspection and then stuff comes up later. Okay, so there are additional costs like inspections, ongoing maintenance, like I said, that can add up quickly. If you're not prepared for these, it can derail your budget and add stress to the process. Also, like I said, I did work for Sterling Homes, a builder, for 6 years, and I dealt with this a lot, that people would like go to the ends of their budget and then they would be totally stretched and they'd basically move in with an empty house and no furniture. They would have to pay out of pocket for blinds, for a deck, for potentially a detached garage, for landscaping, the deposit for landscaping. This is all associated with a brand new home. Most of that stuff is in a resale home is already there and you don't have to worry about it. But just understanding those different costs that come with purchasing either a new build over a resale as well is important. Okay, so here's my advice. Budget an extra 2 to 5% of the purchase price to cover these costs, and don't be afraid to ask your lender and realtor for detailed cost breakdowns upfront. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be. And the final mistake that we're going to cover is overpaying for your dream home. This often happens when buyers let emotions take over, especially in a competitive market. So just remember, your budget is there for a reason. It's designed to protect you from financial stress down the road. You don't want to be house poor. Trust me, it's not fun. The key to avoiding this mistake is sticking to your pre-approval budget and working closely with your realtor. They can help you analyze market trends, price your offer competitively, and negotiate effectively. Also, terms in your offer are very, very important. And that is why I am here, to make sure your offer looks better than everyone else's, as good as it can. So we can definitely discuss that when it comes to it. So as we've seen, these mistakes cost buyers thousands of dollars. The good news is they're completely avoidable. My clients often tell me they never thought buying a home could be this simple once they had the right plan. So that's what this workshop is about, is giving you the tools and confidence to move forward. Let's make sure you don't face these challenges on your own. I'm offering a free personalized home buying consultation where we'll map out your budget and pre-approval process. We will also identify payment assistance programs that you may qualify for and create a step-by-step plan tailored to finding and buying your dream home or your starter home, whichever it is for you. You can click the link in the chat to book your free session or scan the QR code on the screen now. Spots are limited, so do not wait. I will leave it on the screen for a couple of seconds here. And we will be answering questions now. So whoever has a question, feel free to drop it in the chat or unmute yourself. Before we wrap up, let's open the floor. This is your chance. Don't be shy. There's no stupid questions. How long is a pre-approval valid? That is a very good question. So typically, it's about, so once you have an approval, a pre-approval, I believe it's 120 days. It really depends on your lender. I believe BMO is 130 days now. Other lenders, I believe, are around 120 days. So, and typically the pre-approval, once you have all your documents submitted, is going to take like at maximum like 3 business days to get your pre-approval amount so that you know when you can start shopping. So it is fairly quick. The one lender that I deal with, he can usually look at the documents and like let me know within 24 hours. Very good question. How long does it take to get pre-approved? Oh, I answered that as well. Is it a lot of work? No, it is not a lot of work. It is super simple. I actually have a list of the documents that you would require. It depends if you are self-employed or if you are employed by employer. There's different kind of routes to take and what different documents you may need. So that again is a very good question. And there you go. We have 90 to 120 days. I know, yeah, it really depends on who you're working with. Thank you for that, Sunny. And okay, so is there any other questions? I don't think anyone else is typing. All right. So how you schedule to chat with me later, you can again use the link on the screen. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time out of your day and joining me. And remember that buying your first home is a journey, and you have to take you've taken the first step by being here today. If you have any more questions, please reach out. You have my email, and I will also be reaching out to each and every one of you. I will send you the recording to this as well if you want to watch back. And again, of course, if you have any questions, how the next steps to getting a pre-approval and getting set up on a search, just let me know.